Alright, you guys, what I'm going to show you right now is how we are going to import new photos to our existing Lightroom catalog and folders. So the idea is, in Module 1, right, we established and created our Lightroom catalog, which we'll be using this whole entire semester, and we established some original folders, which we can add on to or continue to populate with new photos. So the idea is, we're going to then go out there and make more photos, and we now want to add those new photos into our existing Lightroom catalog. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my memory card from my camera into my computer and show you kind of all of the things on my computer that automatically just like opens up when I do that. And I'm sure I could turn these things off, but I don't know if I want to take the time and brain power to figure out how to do it. The first thing that we notice is photos. So remember, as I said in Module 1, photos is what we want to make sure to avoid. The reason being is, what Photos does is it takes your giant uncompressed raw images that you spent all your time making, and if you add them into Photos, it compresses them down into these tiny little JPEGs that are only going to be useful for posting on Facebook. Anything else, and they're going to be too low quality to do anything with. So we want to make sure never to use Photos. And the same goes for whatever photo viewing and editing application comes standard on a Windows computer. I'm not sure what that's called, but I'm sure there is one. So, real important, Photos, quit Photos. I have Lightroom set up that it automatically pops up when I'm importing photos, but I'm going to show you how to do it manually. So I'm going to cancel out of here, and here is my catalog with 241 images in it, and I want to add images in here. So I'm going to hide Lightroom real quick. And I'm going to open my external hard drive. Remember, that's where my RAWs folder, the source folder, lives. It's right here. I'm going to open that. I'm going to move that over here. And then I'm going to open my memory card. And I'm going to spread that out over here. Remember that your images are always written in a file that's called DCIM. There's the camera name. And here are my images. Now, I still have old images that I took before today. And then I have new images. I think the new images start somewhere around 29, but we'll see here. And when I say 29, I'm looking at this number right here. Because if we look here, these were made, now my dates are all off on my camera, but that's not a big deal. These were made one day, these were made the next day. My camera's clearly set to think that today's August 31st. Spoiler alert, it is not. So I can tell, yep, that's an old photo. And this is a photo that I made today. So everything on your card is saved chronologically, and it is good to set the date on your camera correctly. I don't know why mine's set incorrectly, but it is useful. So we can tell that all of these photos were made in pretty rapid succession around the same time, right? So it looks like I made photos from 8:53 on this day in 2016 all the way till this time, 9 o'clock. So it looks like I spent 7 minutes making these pictures. I hope that you spent more time making your pictures. So I'm just going to highlight these pictures because these are the ones that I made today. Oh, before I do that, I want to show you, if you are working on a Mac, you do have different ways of viewing your images. And it's up to you what you want to use. I always think that this menu is really easy because it shows you a preview and has them organized in a linear fashion. So I'm going to go and select the top image, and then scroll down and hold down Shift and select the bottom image. Now they're all highlighted, and I'm going to click them and drag them. Oh, I always do that. I'm all thumbs. Let me use a mouse here. I'm going to select the bottom one. I'm going to go up to the top one, hold down Shift, and then I'm going to click, and I'm going to drag all of these into that raw folder and just drop them. Now they'll stay in chronological order over here as well. So I'm going to let these copy over into my RAWs folder, and I'm going to pause the video and be right back. Okay, it looks like the import is done, so I've imported my images from my memory card into my RAWs source folder. So I'm going to close my memory card, and I'm actually going to eject it. The reason I do this is, one, I want to make sure that I'm not accidentally saving images as I work on them onto my memory card, because it is a storage device just like an external hard drive, and you can save edited images back onto it. You don't usually want to do that because it's a pretty unstable form of storage. It's this really thin piece of plastic. It doesn't do well with the heat. It doesn't do well with extreme cold. And so I just want to make sure not to accidentally save something back onto it. And the other reason is they're small and they're easy to lose. So I'm just going to put it right back into my camera. I didn't really put it in my camera, but you should. Okay, so now I have all of my images in my RAWs folder. I'm going to close that for here. And then I'm going to open Lightroom. So here's my Lightroom catalog. I have all my photographs, 241, uploaded in here. And I want to add my new pictures. So I'm going to go Import. And it was being a little bit weird the first time that I did this for a demo. And then I actually made a mistake and had to redo it. So I'm going to select the source folder, RAWs. And it's going to start showing me all of these images. And now it pulls out, because if all photographs are selected, it's going to show me all 260 photos. If I select just new photographs, it's going to show me the 19 photos that I want to upload that are not currently uploaded in my catalog. So this is a really important way of figuring out where your new photos are compared to your old photos. So I don't want to import all of my photos because out of 260 of them, 241 are already in my catalog. So I just want to import these new photos. So I'm going to make sure New Photos is selected, and then I'm going to highlight them by selecting the first one, scroll down, hold down Shift, and select the last one, and I'm going to hit Import. Now my images are going to get imported into my Lightroom catalog. So this is how you're going to add new images into your existing catalog. I'm going to pause the video once again, and I'll be back. All right. So remember to be patient while you're importing and exporting photos with Lightroom. Your cameras do make really big files, and it is a lot of work to create that pathway between your source folder and your Lightroom catalog. So make sure to be patient with letting it upload. I would say these images, I'm using a 24 megapixel camera. I would say that these images took, I don't know, 2 minutes to upload all of these, which isn't bad, but if you're uploading, a couple hundred photos, it does take a little bit of time. So I just want to go back to our catalog organization here, and we see if all photographs. So I started out with 241, and now I have 260 because my previous import, which is the one I just did, was 19 images. So I can go previous import and just see the 19 I just uploaded, or I can go to all photographs and see all the photographs in my Lightroom catalog. All right. I want to just see the previous imports. Let's look at those really quick. Sorry, Lightroom is kind of dragging. It's the end of the day here. All right, so now that's how I add new images into a Lightroom catalog. So this whole entire semester, that's all you have to do is keep adding images into your Lightroom catalog. Well, that's part of what you want to do, because the other thing is you want to now organize them into your folders. So remember, down here I have my folders. I have my RAWs folder with all 260 images, and then under it I have a subfolder for assignment 1, a subfolder for pictures of caves, subfolder for pictures of my house, and my dog Shiloh, and a tent. I think it's pretty telling. I take 94 pictures of caves, 12 pictures of my house. So let's really quick add some new photos into these folders. So I'm just going to go through and pick out the folders of my dog. So remember, you can always see it in grid view or loop view. The shortcut for loop view is E on the keyboard, and the shortcut for grid view is G. Or you can always hit this and this. Okay? So that's clearly a picture of my dog. This is clearly a picture of my dog. So I'm going to hold down Command and select that. And over here I have a picture of my dog. I'm going to hit Command, select that. Now I have these 3 photos selected, and I want to add them to my folder Shiloh. So I am going to be all thumbs and unselect them 5 times. Alright. I don't know why I can't do that. I'm going to just hold down Command while I select these things. I swear I'm... Bear with me. Select into the photo, not the border. Select into the photo. And then I'm going to drag them over to where it says Shiloh and drop them. And it says moving files on disk. That's okay. We know that we're moving those into that folder. We're going to hit move. Remember, we never, never, never move our files out here. We never go to Finder, RAWs, and start moving files around. we always do it through Lightroom, because if you do it through Lightroom, those pathways will stay connected. So now let me go and select pictures of my house. Command, 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 Command. Okay, we're going to say those are just, I mean, these are all my house, but we're just going to say these ones are of my house. So now now with all of those selected, I'm going to click inside one of the photos and drag it over to the house folder. Yep, we can move those. So same thing, right? If you had these photos and they were all still part of assignment 1, you could drag these into the assignment 1 folder. So I think with this demo, I might have illuminated something that we're going to be wrestling with in a future video, is when you make these folders, these images can't live in multiple folders. They can only live in one folder. So this picture of my dog Shiloh, this one right here, yeah, it's a picture of my dog, but it's also a picture inside my house. It can't live in Shiloh and house. A photo, if you have assignment 1, assignment 2, the same image can't live in both of these folders. Don't worry, there's a way around it. Spoiler alert, it's collections. But I just wanted to show that to you as something to think about. And remember, we always can go back to all photographs. When you make these folders, the images don't leave the all photographs catalog. They're always there to be seen. It's just a way to whittle them down to just what you want to see. So if I just want to see photos of my dog, which I typically do, I'm going to hit that, and it's going to just show me my Shiloh pictures. If I wanted to see just pictures of caves, I could just hit the caves picture, or folder, I'm sorry. So that's how you add new pictures to your existing folders and Lightroom catalog. Forward. See y'all later.